bibia nye okay nti afija kwabre MP Honorable Collins Adomako Honorable Mechiao
last time I offered you about my basso no be fair mo so say I pay your boy you I do be no
say na te say dem mebo Joma Hama abaso ade amenya Joma Hama ne ginyame oh chese kra chese edi asem
lines is so kra di
lines wo be ifo
but sounds in the sense of more cram when you take Honorable Collins
okay Mate Honorable Timinka I met you say name me Bojo Mahama abaso but e dey amenya no nti yes anetie and now parliament say minority leader say Asɛm budget and number ready also support Asɛm budget na say different opinion budget no or reaction here day.
Well, first of all, atmosphere na very cordial. It's at all since one of us. And a very good interpersonal relationship, both sides. And he said, observe behavior on the floor. It was not like the normal budget reading. I heckle here and there. The understanding was that upon Eba, let's take our time for him. Let's listen to him. Of course, for description of budget there, meaning it's bit back into history. There's no budget the NPP, the NDC describe it in good terms. I'm not surprised at the reaction from my leader. It is more of a parliamentary gimmicks I used to. As our budget, I'm sure say you're a journalist, and if you go back into history, you understand. Say it is not always the case. The only budget where the opposition will be excited about it. One or two comments here and there will come. And let's say the parliamentary in the infant content. But by and large, I think he met some expectations, but of course he fell short of some of them. Of course, we are Bebono, and you are excited about the betting tax. Now, what is so about betting tax? Obviously, you'll be excited about it. Sabe, we are Bebono na pay e-levy. That's what is so e-levy everywhere. You'll be excited about it. But of course, Obisu mining industry, what is say increasing their growth and sustainability, from 1% to 3%. Also, the expectations have not been met. You'll be disappointed. And so there, some people will be happy about it, others will be disappointed about it. It depends on industry who play in. And the views will differ. What is honesty? We say about the real sector development in 2024, which is really a verdict on the part of the NPP party. You are very candid because over Parliament it's a house of records, and you can't say otherwise. Now he confirms that the economy grew by 5.7% in 2024. What this means is Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, in spite of all the challenges or encounter as a president, he handed over an economy that grew by 5.7%. Don't forget, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Oja Abainama Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. The growth was around average of 3%. This will be at 5.7%. Now the minister are candid enough to say yes, say na yebetonu. I think it's a feather in his cap as a minister. So what kind of action for? But of course, and also a good thing for Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Said His Excellency, he described it, it was criminally managed. I'm not too sure figures reflect that criminal management of the economy. Fortunately, the debt to GDP, we are told now it's at 61.8%. that is a significant drop from maybe an up to now. What it means is to say your debt management level is within a manageable level, which is also very important. And yesterday I was happy say he was able to say these are the real figures. Interestingly, the macroeconomic targets, or say overall real GDP growth, or no expect to say 2025 it will grow at 4.4%. And then I was hoping say in Kayegan of 5.7, and this year with a very less debt stock and we will grow more than the 5.7%. But he's projecting say he will grow at 4.4%. And then I have end of year inflation. He anticipates that he will end it at 11.9%, which will be good because inflation go all the way to 50 something percent. And to say or projected so obit media back below 12% at 11 point something percent. That is quite significant. And also he talked about the abolition of the 10% tax on winnings from lottery. And I'm sure said there's been some conversations about whether lottery is the same as betting. And I'm sure that by now, no clarity about because there seems to be some difference. Or share the Income Tax Amendment Act. There's a clear difference between lotto, winnings from lotto, and the betting. But I think that the minister interchange both. Or share Appendix 141. He said, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winnings from lottery, otherwise known as betting tax. But there's a clear difference between betting tax and lotto because the regulatory bodies managing those two are different. One is by NLA, the other is by the Gaming Commission. The Gaming Commission one is the editum, and the charge. But the winnings from lottery, it has never been charged. And so you cannot abolish something that has never been charged anyway.
But I think, say, the clarity is that the na ye charge bi ana boys ni complain a momonso ma ba ye say nka mo wini a mo betwam no mo nyina mo ka betting tax nti adentin at that time Dr. Bawumia krachefo a mo nyina mo wom including honorable Amina or finance minister enti an kan che Dr. Bawumia say betting tax no ni hwan na wo ka no nchirechemu ni say na till time a ato force nso use the same thing amu nyina amu use so mbetwam no afi na mo echirechire mu chireche say nyese
le patron Dr. Bawumia ankada say be winnings from lottery. Dr. Bawumia ankasa
we talked about betting tax.
Dr. Bawumia ka say obey betting tax. And I'm saying say betting tax in the energy to see in free ho. Ato force statement and I'm reading verbatim and if you will listen to me we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winnings from lottery. It is Ato Forson who brought the angle of winnings from lottery. As for the betting tax, the energy to see the year for Ato Forson.
Honorable to what's mommy, may clarity, man. Right now, before Senna Adewe Ebe created that controversy. At the end, I'm the buyer na encrofosi omumpe na munyim friso.
It is the betting tax. If Ato Forson wants to take out betting tax, you don't have any problem. But he shouldn't say.
But not 10% was then 10% na boys ne say so be the 1,000 and near 100 cities no. No yet.
And no betting tax. But there were another 10% a winning from lottery. And only it was never implemented. And to say Ato Forson in kind of statements no can say we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on betting. Any different? And could be any problem. But when he said, we will abolish 10% withholding tax on winnings from lottery, and then he referred to the winnings from lottery.
But no, but says 10% in one sem and a near control whether it be a 1 can year or whatever. They're not street in a can say. Yeah, near 10%. And no one sem na I'm sure say you withholding tax because street ne so there. And you do na na too technical or take withholding tax. You're not say abaya to 10% yempe. I'm sure say no. Withholding tax no clear everyone na.
Me no ya dream pa. Say 10% tax and it is the national one cannot. But I'm saying that when you come to Parliament, which is a house of records, now who announces say, oh, Barbie, tax be free. As the finance minister, you must be careful with your wording. When you say you are going to abolish winnings on lottery, which is lotto, which is governed by another regulatory body, no, Abra would say 10% on that lotto, when you say you are going to take it off, we have every right to clarify. And you know, that is where Antako can say that tax no cry, but the betting tax the gaming commission for managing it, and then there will be a to say 10%.
But at force in Kekawi, no, or can be said otherwise known as the betting tax. Apart from
that's where the problem is. The winnings from lottery cannot be equated to betting tax. They are two different things. The winnings from lottery is which is managed by NLA. And no, you take 10% daily so. And no, it's totally different from betting tax. Betting tax is a game of chance. It is managed by the gaming commission.
Ninti ase woman say yemfa say atofosing technically no one can ye but the yen nyina ase ne say 10% be an street no so yempe no ye free ho.
Absolutely. One announce say nyame adoma or an amendment to the bill to change that 10% to zero weightage. And the enemy again. But I'm saying that the word they use here, we also have the right to clarify.
Okay.
Say the winnings on lottery you cannot abolish that. And also it's not the same as betting tax.
Great.
And then he went on to say he's going to abolish e-levy. Any problem here. And then he said you abolish emission levy. Now emission levy, it was passed by Parliament. But as I speak to you now, we never had. That's what I say. Emission levy was passed. But the implementation stage, Obian will be Makase, Wakoto Adie, and now say Wakoye Bibia, you're charging emission levy. So once it is not being charged, it means it has not been a burden on the citizen anyway. You cannot abolish and create the impression and say you are easing the burden by taking off emission levy, especially when emission levy yen charge a crowd. That's what I say. So that is it.
But my worry is, you see, more church new memo after the fact. First of all, sad discussions in the buy, NDC4 can say emission tax be year free. I didn't a man treat him at that time till after the fact. And a mobile woman who said, oh, yeah, but the impression that was created among me and Manu was that emission tax, no, yeah, Gigi.
So, emission tax was passed by Parliament. Now, normally when you pass it, it goes to GRA. No, we put in the system to charge it. During the implementation of that system, setting up the system, I think they realized that there was some problem. And they didn't charge it at all. But it was incumbent on us to make that clarity prior to this announcement, to show to the people, say, yes, you're passing, I understand where you're coming from. But I'm saying, so what the minister comes back to Parliament, no create the impression, say, free citizen, I think we also have the right to clarify, say, no query pass here. But as we speak now, there be anywhere you emission levy. And so baby and none of no problem. But nobody should create the impression say that kind of burden was put on us. But and so so I understand where you're coming from. That we were also supposed to have explained it better.
But let me ask
now.
Okay, to us now.
And then there was issue about COVID-19. But in this budget, they are looking at reforms with the VAT reforms. It immediately COVID-19 is not off. You still be charged COVID-19 levy. They will only implement the abolishment after the reforms. And our statement, let's make it clear. Say the immediate removal of certain taxes does not include COVID-19 tax. In fact, COVID-19 tax was still run until I said you know also or technical assistance from the IMF and the World Bank to help them fashion out the implementation of our VAT system in general. It's at that point, and Odidi say when they are done with their reforms, they will abolish it, and will say it is up to the end of the year. And to be an and as will be an phantom agreement say the levies na year through and a tax year through COVID-19 income.
My main Sam fan call back. I'm reading something from BBC News, and the title is Ghana enforces controversial emission levy, and that was 2nd February 2024. Byline Gloria Aradi, writing for BBC News, and I read.
What's your date here then?
2nd February 2024.
Okay.
It was written by Gloria Aradi, BBC News. And I read, a full emission levy has taken effect in Ghana, sparking mixed reaction. The government now requires Ghanaians to pay an annual levy for the carbon emission produced by their petrol or diesel power vehicles. Several citizens are opposing the charge, which they see as an added burden amid an ongoing economic crisis. Ghana is the third African country to introduce a form of carbon tax after South Africa and Mauritius. The tax agency, and this is where it's very important, the tax agency, Ghana Revenue Authority, has said that the levy aligns with the government plans to promote the use of eco-friendly technology and green energy. The GRA began collecting the annual levy approved by Parliament in December. On Thursday, fees range from 75 Ghana cedis for motorized tricycles to 300 cedis for vehicles with capacity. Benjamin Boachi, the head of the Think Tank Africa policy, said government was not being sensitive by imposing the levy on top of the already. And so, Kenkayana, based on the BBC News, it was based on the news, if my memory is right there. Na omashasiye ejijisi But then,
so first of all,
yeah,
I don't agree with the reportage by the BBC. Budgets are normally read in November, end of November. We budget in November for the preceding year. Now, what normally happens because it's a bill. It's a bill, for tax. They will normally come to Parliament with a bill. I am aware that the bill, the emission bill, did not follow in February immediately after the reading of the budget. In fact, it came in the following year. And we couldn't have been charging the emission levy in December. It's not possible. We couldn't have been charging that. And that is why the report, without date of the report, also 2nd February 2024, we couldn't have been charging it in December, immediately after the budget was read in November. It's not possible. It's, AB and they got the reportage wrong. But I know, based on the information I have, say yes, it was passed. They are not wrong to say Ghana has passed. It is true, we passed it all. You did charge emission levy. But the implementation of that levy, my information I have, they say it was never implemented.
Right. From who are we opposition, and we will end with this. So what you want now, okay, na utie ade ankane yese mubetimi aye na mo anya na mugusu ye defense say o ba wo mia do ye mate driver ba wo mia wontimi yi mfiri ho because I remember emre bi ekohia no wo Accra no obi busa ne say osu be yi betting tax osu be yi e-levy obesu be na adenti na wonyi mfiri ho ansa na waba ne enwuso aye bi osiso ye ni nyina ebe den wetimi aye bi o chiriche mu me ehu ye monso mu defende say enya ba umia na ye president inti ye president adwuma but it was very clear say Ghana forecast say ba umia ye serious pa na NPP mu ye serious a monye me ye nhwe pa anye inti say eno a wote ho na hu say ade an nka mbetimi anye mo antimi anye na NDC ababa yi asese oje all the praises ni nyina street na ani agi candidly, as a member of parliament or your MPP, how do you feel?
I think you are being very, very unfair to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. I think this issue about whether it will be your mates or not, we've crossed past that. Indeed, in Parliament, the majority leader on a debate about cabinet made it very clear that cabinet is an advisory body. And to the debate as to whether a vice president has power or not, we've crossed that. The buck stops with the president. That is a fact. It is very, very unfair for you to conclude, say, Baumia was weak and all that. I beg to differ. The president, at the first member of parliament, or see he is there on the instructions of the president. And to know if at the time Baumia Kacho say he spoke about it, and it's become very clear. Say there are some of the things you name him say now it's open that Baumia opposed it in cabinet, but you do so as an advisory body. The president has the final say as to whether we should abolish a tax or not. It's another linear. I feel say it's a little bit uncomfortable to blame Baumia.
I understand, but the point was.
I'm coming. Let me
explain.
I understand. Say, and the old now bonus you are not being fair to him. At a point in time, even the general secretary of our party was strong enough to come openly to tell the president, Mr. President, please do some reshuffle. The president, it took him how many months to do it, but he reserved the right. We can only say it belongs on the president to decide on what to do or not. Instead of the message of say, but as a member of parliament, parliament, say about abolish betting tax. Na media for krum na for ebosin. I would have wished in the party yes, I would have wished. The truth is that I would have wished. Because some of the things I felt a very low hanging fruit. Also, she said they will be assembly man for assembly man for no, also 100 million. But I check the number of assemblymen we have in Ghana. I don't know the number. Every month we'll be able to 200 Ghana cities and 300 Ghana. And yes, it can be a sabe. But the fact say will be what more mine. Oh, no assemblyman pushing the 300 Ghana. He's excited about it. He's excited. These are some things that I felt say we had an opportunity and we had an opportunity to do it. I would have always think but I'm just hoping say also budget reading it is different. Implementation is another thing. Let's see how the implementation will go. I don't wish say it will be bad. If the levies are taking off, if e-levy, if some time, I'm just hoping say the implementation, as per the budget said the working kind in as a fair. We are hoping say the implementation will be smooth to the benefit of everybody.
Say mumu now so send na send my into me who they work no.
Mumu do send any mumu. Who say mumu no limit. Obi also a big boy. And yes, 300, 400, 500. And that, yes. We'll be why I say, no, now we didn't come up. Big boss is out there.
I just want to
check. The cinema work at the channel, now about radio. So, MPP, very good when you say. Good when you say. If you get MP, on cast if you get a very north fan will be able to papa or count. Or because if you get MP. There is a good many masses. What the end of the show? We move and fatal.
And Odyssi can you pay with the men sending Momo wine? It is well. I know we are dancing.
You move be a quaba. Now you inform Bramega TV and platform way so. Enti Ura now 10 in Kano. Honorable Collins Adumako kwabre fijase kwabre emrashi ibidwani na utie nkomo na owura ni dina aye ne ya in fact ahye no se anya MPP ena omu eje saa samba we aye ne ya se MPP anya omu ena sebi betting tax we omoyi ama Ghana for any aje. Ye ka kire mu, we told you. Ye ka kire mu say ade ba akwa moyi a Ghana for ani beje ho. Ade ba akwa moyi a Ghana for ebenya rehemu. Ade ba akwa moyi a Ghana for ebehu se mo wadwun papa e de mo man no eni se COVID-19 levy, betting tax, e-levy, and the other nuisance taxes, vehicle tax nisa and emission tax nisa de keka ho no ai hia no. Ya ka kire mo, we told you people. Enti enye wonwa se owura wi ni abere. Enti hwe no reaction I say I could wish enke mi party eno mu yi ya omo bo mo sabrani wi. Dr. Muhammad Bomia, he got the chance. He got that opportunity. Dr. Muhammad Bomia got the opportunity to do so. But to catch the Ghana for say, so oye ni nyina oba de na obeye. Mokai media encounter bi okọ na nadwubi no. Omukele mi se sankofo no mukọ ekra no. Obi aje 20,000 no katachi afri fani tikutu setro no ka ho bi. Kwadwo shedding niti to say bomb no ka ho bi. These are the people they will still come and criticize. Muko jisika shem hu wi na maba mu be criticize Mahama Abai. Stupid people. Musu nyansa, you people should learn sense. Musu nyansa. Ene kwadwo shedding odin platform no. Odin platform no ene odi adan what do you call it? Odi aye politics send the na aye bi. So quick one. Owura ye friend Patrick Boama MP4 Patrick Yabuama MP4 Okauke Central. Osi waba abonti abe apologize on behalf of hypocrites and incompetent and what Tibonkoso. I mean Adams. Ninsema okaye ewo mbreko a NDC ato forcing everyday budget wieye ono nso se na wada sorry wo parliament o se na waye denyo e na ogina honum se oye press conference osoro ya osinyane. NPP never collected betting tax. Ono ani nkofo kwa no mu twetwo mani ise akwa no aboa na de wanya bibia fanani so. Sansem we MPP Omonkasa MP I work at Central say omoye sorry so run okasa sebi na nyi nenia ami say na wonye kakra fo nani so enti article no ene wo hanom no obi beka se mega meditro into hwa funnies eno ene wo honom no wonyo watwo o say former finance minister miscommunicated on betting tax, we are sorry Yabuama. It was MP for Kakwe Central, Patrick Yabuama, has extended an apology to Ghanaians over the confusion stemming from the former finance minister's assertion that the betting tax was never enforced or collected under ex-president Akufo-Addo's administration. The issue arose that after the government in its 2025 budget presentation announced the removal of the betting tax. However, the minority led by Karaga, MP and former finance minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adams disputed that the claim, arguing that the tax that was never implemented could not be abolished. So, we are deeply sincerity. They are deeply sorry about that. Iti Ghana for ina mumfancho sa kwa no nim de okeka. Ma betina na maji tax akutwa cake na wo ho aye party ene se obidumfo te John Mahama ene ndisi abanyaba no moyi tax ne firi ho a. You people still have the nerves, you have the guts, you have the vim and the vigor, the everything, enthusiasm and the everything. Tell Ghanaians say you never implemented and collected in hey, I mean Adams yambitiaka. I didn't pay for Moko Masebi. A binum suma adrensa. You can't see or because Omega we didn't pay for them. Oh, Mega Quano, yes, but asɛm a akɔ yi kan nyansa bɛ ne wom yɛyi ne nim sɛ nkora yɛtwa bɛɛta yɛ nuanom yɛ brada yɛ branom yɛ nkɔfoɔ yɛ namfofoɔ mu twa bɛɛta na ɔmo ate ɔmo but you still tell us even though me aka kyerɛ Ghana for yi na sɛ ɔba obi twa betting tax ɛte which hey adeɛ a yɛn implement yɛ how can we be abolish it? I mean Adams next time if you are coming come with your senses come with your brain na judge me no wa sa mama nneɛma mama politics ayɛ star bio sometimes yɛ adwa mu a yɛ ntim ase o hey abusua ma memfa wo si hanom yɛ number 1 authentic platform ti we yɛ nsɛm a mega me nso magada bia me da bɛsom mo mɛsrɛ sɛ bɛlike dwumadi na wahyɛ na foforɔ nyɛ bia hwɛ nti owura no deɛ sisei wagye n'ani so nti ɔmaba abɛpa akyɛw sɛ we yɛ Okako Central nyɛ party na nan mu we yɛ Okako Central NPP MP so pacho pa sa afedie we yi ne die afiri mu so mo amaka no ye hwese party no ebe twelete no mo be apologize to the whole country because ka kire Ghana fo nyina na ye hu sampa NPP mayokoro mani abre sa kwa no wadi ntro until that no ye be hu se party no se bi sa nyansafo ba akokora nhyɛ dani yes that is the fact ye yi sa papa ni firi ho no ma Patrick Bowman firi hɔ a sɛ ebi hu sɛ saa nkɔfoɔ mu MPP mankama no ntoma menya asɛ babusu Nyankopɔn hyirafa comment to comment section like dwumadi no ma mehyɛ na foforɔ ɛnya bi hwɛ ɔyɛ wei na ka bi tele du atɛma na ɔkata kyɛ fifa ne ti kutu na bɔgye sɛ sɛ medue ɔte for the record so sɛ for the whoever na ɔkeka nkwasi asɛm kyerɛ wadwene wɔ comment section akra bye bye